All right, so today we are going to start working on the body cavities. So we're going to title this paper, Body Cavities. All right, so as I go through this, I'm going to use different colors to help you pick which cavities I am pointing to. So we're going to start at the back of the body. So the back is called dorsal or posterior. I'm going to change this camera just a little bit. There we go. All right, and so what does that look like? So I'm going to highlight the bracket. Pick any color you want. You don't have to use the same as me. And then where is that talking about? It's talking about this whole area on the back of the body. Okay. The next one we're going to do is up in this region. So I'm going to highlight it so you can see. So what cavity is that? So that cavity is cranial, like cranium. And inside that cavity, we're going to label the organs that's found inside of it. So there's one organ, and that is the brain. The next cavity we are going to look at, I'm going to highlight it so you can see it. Most of you can probably tell me what it is. So this is the spinal. And inside of the spinal, I'm going to find the spinal cord. Now, when we look at the spinal cord, you see that there are stuff on either side. These are my vertebrae. So these are bones all surrounding the spinal cord, which is in the center. All right, that's it on the back. Let's move to the front. So on the front, we're going to do that first line. And this is going to be orbital. And you should be able to tell me what organs found in the orbital. Should be the eyes. The next cavity is right below it. You should be able to tell me what this one is also. This is the nasal, like I have to take nasal spray, and that is the nose. And the last one on the face. I think you guys have heard of this word before, oral. An oral medication goes in your mouth, and that is the mouth. All right, let's move to the next region. So in the next region, I'll go to the outside and say this front region. It goes from the chest down to the hips. That region is the ventral, also known as anterior. Ventral or anterior. All right, so what's found in the ventral or the anterior part of the body? So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. All right, the first one is the chest region. So if you remember from biology, what was the chest region on some of those insects? Should be the thorax or thoracic. Thoracic. And so we're going to list some of the stuff that is found in the thoracic cavity. And it's going to be my lungs and my heart. And we're going to add the ribs because the ribs are going to be what's going to kind of separate the thoracic cavity so we know where it starts and kind of where it stops a little bit. Now, within the thoracic cavity, we have another cavity. Okay, and this is called the mediastinum. 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 This is going to be a space specifically just for the heart. So we're going to mark the thoracic cavity here. And in that thoracic cavity, I have a space just for the heart. And we're going to find the heart and the lungs and then the ribs. Now, separating the thoracic cavity from the cavity below it is the diaphragm. The diaphragm is going to curve up underneath the ribs and help to push the air out and then relax when air is coming in. The next cavities we have to look at is this region right here underneath the ribs and not quite in the hips yet. And that is abdominal. So that region is going to start going into the hips. It's going to go in just a little bit, especially in the front and a little bit in the back. In the abdominal region, we have a lot of organs in the abdominal region. So we're going to list some of the main ones. So we're going to see the stomach. We're going to see the liver, pancreas, spleen, intestines, gallbladder, kidneys. All of those are going to be found in the abdominal region. Then the last region we have is down here. And this is going to be the pelvic. We have two main things that we see in the pelvic region, and that is going to be my reproductive organs and then the bladder. So the reproductive organs and the bladder. Now, my large intestines are going to move through here and come out the back. But that's going to be for the most part it because the intestines come down in the front. All right, now we have to put those two together. You see this bracket is putting them together. So abdominopelvic. So we just put the two words together, take the AL off and add an O. All right, that's it.